Okay, students, I wanted to go ahead and do another video. I think this one will be shorter. Note that this project is worth only half as many as some of the other projects. This is only worth, well, not only, but it's worth 100 points as compared to 200 for some of the other projects. So then that should reflect the amount of sophistication and work effort, perhaps, that you put into the project. So just note that it's worth less points, but this one is generally about giving you the experience to show your leadership in the facilitation of teamwork or collaboration. That could be working with a grade level team and focusing on their ability to work effectively together. That's the point in this, is that the event that you are going to create or simulate is looking for the characteristics of your enhancing or supporting the ability of that group, that team, to work well together. Obviously, many of you are working in what you're calling PLC, the professional learning communities, that may or may not actually really function at that level of a true PLC, but nonetheless, in this event that you're staging, let's have you think about the different characteristics or behaviors, strategies, skills that you might employ that would go toward furthering the ability of that group to work together. That's essentially the mindset of this. So the elements that I see when I look at the assignment overview, as I just mentioned, we're looking for some event, some situation to be created where you get to practice and be reflective and think about your ability to support that team and the development of that team. You're going to post that process to get some feedback. You may be using a protocol that's a canned commercial kind of a protocol. You might modify a protocol. You might have a specific process in place that you actually use in your school system. All of those would be appropriate ways to post a process, along with some detail about what you're going to do. Receive the feedback, accept, reject the feedback, go ahead and implement, do what you're going to do. I would again say that using video might be helpful to you as you do your reflection, and it might be helpful to me to understand your reflection. So if you do use the video and provide a link to me, I think you probably will not need to do as much explaining of the details of what you've done in your reflection, because I'll be able to see it. And then there are items A through D, which are listed in the project overview. That's essentially the explanation of the assignment. Make sure you include all those items. And then I would strongly urge you to consider, as you do your reflection, as you think about your process up here, that you go into it with some thoughts in mind about, I want to see how effective I am in getting the group to solve its own problem, just as a for example. That might be a behavior that you'd be targeting during this. Or you might go into this saying, I know there are a couple members of this team that don't really engage. Let me go into this event with the intentional effort of trying to influence those normal non-participants to be more participatory. Rather than just generically doing an event, I would suggest that I think it would be more useful to your growth and development, and certainly give you a better opportunity to show some skill or to identify some areas that you could work on, would be by identifying some very specific targets that you're going into the event deliberately trying to facilitate specific things to happen. The last slide, and because this assignment is so similar to the other ones, I think I'm assuming I can not have to provide as much detail, since I have several other videos that are similar. I have developed a two-part rubric very similar to the ones you've seen for the other projects. The reflection part, where you again, I would think go back to your targeted behaviors. How well did you meet those? If you said you were going to try to get 2 faculty members to engage that normally don't engage. How well did that go? What worked? What didn't work? What could you have done differently? What did you do well? That type of thing. So being reflective and having a video, I think, would really help you to be able to see yourself for the way that it actually happened. And I just think your reflections will be more useful to you if you have some video evidence, but it's not a mandatory requirement. And then, of course, you need to put it together, put the reflection together, the final written reflection together in such a way that it's organized. It clearly describes what happens. It shows the impact. It shows what you were trying to address. You have included, all the required areas of the assignment, the A through D element I mentioned on the previous slide. So again, it's a 2-part rubric. So I hope these videos have provided some benefit to you, and we will talk to you down the road.